The nurse is huge, and she's a French doctor, and she's huge in the novelization, and she's virtually non-existent in the film, but in the first draft of the script, she had a marvelous part. And what I was seeing, and in a way this happened with Rambo First Blood Part 2, what I was seeing was these really, really interesting scripts that got chopped down with each draft. And stuff got thrown away that was really interesting, and I never knew why. But I had the material to work with so that people could have seen the movies they could have made.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining. I like First Blood. It's different, but I'm very impressed. The second movie I'm impressed with for different reasons as pure action, as almost a Saturday afternoon serial, along the lines of Indiana Jones. The third one is, by any standard, is not a good film because of the repetition that I talked about. But stuff happens.
Yeah, it's a shame too because it was shot so beautifully, like the camera, like the lens.
Oh my God! They were trying to make Rambo overrated. They were. The budget on that was huge for the time, and there were scenes where stuff was going on here, and there were horsemen on a middle range back here, and then there were more horsemen or camels or something far away. I mean, they had figures miles in the distance that they were shooting. It was big, but a lot of it, never showed up on the screen.
Like it brings you back to the 70 millimeter, like the 70 millimeter filmmaking.
They didn't shoot that in 70 millimeter, but it felt like it, and which brings us, what's going on currently with Quentin Tarantino and The Hateful Eight. As soon as I knew that he shot that on 70 millimeter and was projecting it, 65 millimeter really, but it becomes 70, and that he's projecting it on 70 as a roadshow film with an overture and intermission and the booklet, and the film even begins. I got my tickets right away. I mean, it doesn't matter. I like Tarantino's work. Some people don't. Didn't matter in this case because this was a film event that hadn't occurred in 50 years.
Oh yeah.
Of 70 millimeter shown in Ultra Panavision, and I just had to laugh when, in a pleasant way, the actual film started with the leader for the film, which we've never seen in years and years and years, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And then the movie started, which is the way film used to be way back, and I just had to laugh. So, this whole issue of 70 millimeter and the bigness and the clarity that you can get from it. And while Rambo 3 wasn't shot in 70, the early versions look really good. It's a good looking film.
Oh yeah. And like that Tarantino movie, like I saw that on my birthday, and that was just out of sight. Like the overture in the beginning, and even like the intermission, it was like nice to just get up and walk around, think about it, and come back. And it was a great experience.
And then the narrator says 15 minutes ago. This after the 15-minute interruption. And so I'm curious about the digital version, whether it's going to have the voiceover saying 15 minutes ago and filling us in again, or whether if that's the spot that he re-edited and that we'll just I don't want to give away the plot, but that it'll be edited differently in order to eliminate the intermission. I don't know, but anyway, it was cool. And what that experience has taught me, I've had a lot of conversations with people, and people say, well, I don't like Tarantino. Who cares? That's irrelevant to what this was in terms of an event. And what I realized is that it's like people have said, I didn't like the new Mad Max. And I said, well, why not? It's a gorgeous movie. And they say, oh, well, it might have had something to do with the fact that I saw it on a TV screen on an airplane when I was flying. And I said, surely you realize you didn't see the film. And some movies are movies.
Yeah.
They must be seen big. They were designed for that and fail even on so-called big screens at home. And this thing, what I saw with the curved screen for Hateful Eight, oh my God. And but anyway, taught me is that there are people who like story more than they like movies, more than they like films. And then I was at a dinner party the other night. I had a conversation with somebody who thought that Citizen Kane was one of the worst movies ever made. And I was just stunned by this thought. He felt it was boring, although at the time it would not have been boring, because Hearst was the newspaper mogul. Hearst was a hugely controversial figure, and the movie was so condemnatory of him that, you know, some theaters wouldn't even show it. So it was a very hot thing. But granting for the passage of time, how can anybody be bored by a movie that rewrites movie vocabulary in terms of how things can be filmed? And you know, I've grown to be disappointed in people that I thought were sophisticated about you know, what movies could be, but are actually just looking to be entertained. And that was, you know, for me, that's not a thing.
It's true.
We've wandered farther afield from Rambo.
Like, I've talked to people who like, for example, Mad Max, who were like, oh, it has no story, but there's a lot going on there that people just don't read between the lines, you know? Oh, in Mad Max. But I thought...
Yeah. Oh, sure. It's just not a dialogue movie.
And when you see that on the big screen with the...
Mad Max is the eyes.
Yeah.
Movie acting is eyes. And Tom Hardy, who looks an awful lot like Steve McQueen, his hair is made up to look like Steve, and he's shot in profile to look like Steve. Hardy's an amazing actor. He changes his face like every movie. But I'm thinking Tom Hardy's doing Steve McQueen, and McQueen was the expert in communicating non-verbally with eyes and gestures, and same with Charlize Theron. That's who the female lead is, right? Charlize Theron in Mad Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, these people brought movie acting to a height, but it's only evident on the big screen where the discipline of just one blink, or the discipline of simply moving a muscle on the cheek can communicate pages of dialogue. And again, you know, movies are the art form of the 20th and 21st century, and after a while I've concluded I don't think a lot of people know how to watch a movie. I was talking to a film student the other day. I mean, this is somebody who felt that, you know, was pretty expert, and we were talking about the Grand Budapest Hotel, and I said, you know, what really excited me about that film was that Wes Anderson uses 3 different aspect ratios in the story to identify different periods of time.
That's amazing.
And the film student looked at me like I was speaking gibberish, and had no idea that the aspect ratio changed all the time in the film. And I thought, well, you know, if film students can't spot what directors are doing to make their work different, you know. So anyway, it's been a discouraging holiday for me to talk to people about movies and realize that they're not watching movies, they're just watching stories that happen to move.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I find that a lot of people these days are just quick to point out flaws of the movie, you know, just different things like that. They don't really take the time to try and get invested into the characters or what's trying to be brought forth. So,
well, you know, we'll do our best to keep people informed. But anyhow, I see that I'm going to have to go.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thing I have to do.
All right.
And was anything else you were interested in?
At this point,
we covered quite a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We did. So anyway,
that's about it for now, I guess.
It's Gauntlet Press, GAUNTLET Press, gauntletpress.com. and there are a few copies of the collector's edition of First Blood still available, and then the Rambo First Blood Part 2 has just become available for pre-order, probably for a June release.
June release?
And next year's Rambo 3.
Okay. I already pre-ordered mine the other day. Like, as soon as, like, because I was like, when is that going to drop? So I remember I dropped you that line to ask you when it was coming out. And then as soon as I saw it up there, I went and I pre-ordered it right away just in case the 52 were gone.
Oh, you never know.
You know?
They can go quick.
Yeah, so I can't wait to...
So anyway, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Happy holiday season. No, it's at the end of the holidays now, but... Yeah, and I can't wait to get that in the mail. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, well, I think they had a slight shipping problem because they couldn't get the cases for the more expensive edition. But I think they're on top of it now.
Okay.
And I think June will see it all going out too.
Well, it was well worth the wait. It was well worth the wait last time, so it's all good. I can't wait to dive back into that again.
Very good.
Thank you very much for coming back on.
You're quite welcome, and all my best to you.
All right, same here. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ciao. David Morrell. David Morrell. That was quite extensive. It was supposed to be 20 to 30 minutes, but we got 55 baby cakes. And I am so happy. I am so happy. All right. Time to get to our next guest. Steve. No, it's not Steve. Mr. Andy Davis. All right, here we go, baby. Here we go.